The thing about summers and then with kids
And the vacations.
and then and planning because being like it's like being a project manager of something. I mean, truly, because you've got to do all the logistics of what you probably decide. Because if you ask them, they really have no say, or they'd be like planning.
Well, the spouses, let's be honest, husbands like, right, you usually are
Where do you want to go?
just, yeah, if it's where we want to go or where the kids want to
Yes.
go, then you have to plan out flights and itineraries. And I don't know about you, but I was a queen of, I have all these like excursions and things like planned because I wanted to make it special and memorable. But then as the kids grew up, I feel like then I became this kind of mini monster. Yeah, a sergeant where I'm like, we're running late. Like, we got to get here because who planned it? Who wanted to go to the beach in the morning for the sunrise photos? Because I thought it'd be special. Welcome to the Delulu Magic Podcast. We are starting season 2 and are so excited to have you join us. I'm Paola.
And I'm Gabby. And I want to thank everybody that is back to join us after this little brief hiatus we took for the team. And we're so excited. I think both of us were thrilled
driving
this morning coming today. Well, I texted Paul. I said, I feel like I'm going on my first date. I'm so giddy and nervous and trying to do all my things so I could get here. And then the best part was like my music on my Spotify. It was like I had the bass going, all this stuff. I was like, oh, there's a little part of me. There's me coming back after these crazy few weeks. That was a break.
I know. July just like flew by insanely quickly, but the same thing. I was like driving here and I'm like, oh, looking at the trees. Everything just looked different. I was listening to Esther Hicks. I was just like, this feels amazing.
This is me.
I think this is where like we have a lot of joy. And that's the thing that makes us feel the most alive. So even though of course summer with the kids and the family is like great, it was fantastic. I love having them home during that time.
Yes.
But sometimes you get so busy, and I noticed this, that I stopped, or I didn't do as much intentional, like taking time for me to do the things that I really enjoy.
For you, forgot about I forget about I think about the oxygen mask that I'm like, oh, like I threw that out. Yeah, it's like there's no need for you or whatever, whatsoever. I think we talked about, we finished last season and we finished it off on like a little fun topic because we really wanted to bring in different things about our lives and for women and men, whatever. But I think we both kind of, when we finished, we felt okay, we're gonna have this time, and we were intentional about it. Now that things came into play and like led it to being very busy, and just it is life. Whatever these expectations, and then the famous words, the controlling, like it's going to go like this because I am intentional and I planned it, and my mind is going to make it happen. And obviously,
it's going to be special. Damn it, it's going to be special. We're going to have some amazing time, vacation together, or whatever.
Yeah, tell me a little bit how you felt. Like I know it's funny, guys, because we're trying to decide today, like how do we come back, start the season, right? And we're kind of had our meeting before recording, and it just kind of feels like wow, a lot, for the whole team. But for you, how did you feel? Like, do you feel when we decided, okay, we're gonna have this break? I know you've got multiple things on your plate as well going on at this time, but had you in your mind like seeing, okay, it's going to be like this. Like, this is how I want the days to be, the weeks. I'm going to get these. Did you get what you wanted accomplished?
Not fully, but I also have to give myself grace and just almost be accepting of it. But yeah, the control, I was like, every day is going to go like this. And I noticed that having a place where you feel really good to come work, like here, like really helps me get more done.
Yes.
But working from the house and having to be like, okay, in the morning, I'm trying to cook breakfast because they're, there during the morning and, then spending some time together. So I definitely didn't get as much as I wanted to do, like work-wise. But I did get it in the time, like the aspect, I think, of spending time with them.
Yeah.
But a lot less on, I have to learn to balance both, being able to give to them, spend time with the kids, and juggle work, which sometimes it's like a little unrealistic, but also I want to wake up early, work out, meditate, journal, and have a slow morning. So I just have to get up like around 3:30 a.m. and like I'll make it all happen and I'm good.
By 6, by 7.
The problem was I didn't wake up at 3:30. So no, I didn't get all my stuff done. But so once I go back, this is again my plan, right? So I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do all the things. But I miss taking out that time to like meditate. It's hard to juggle, like I think for women, no matter how delusional we want to be, summers are crazy for moms and they just are a little harder.
I think that's
a lot harder.
The reality is, right? I'm gonna be like, that feels like when they were little, if you're a mother, when the children are little, then you feel like overwhelmed because like the days are long and you're just like, oh my gosh, how many things can I entertain them? How many things can I take them to do? Who's going to take care of them? Because I've got other stuff I need to take care of. So it always felt very, very long to me.
Yeah.
And that was exhausting. So and then the camps, and it was like still like a repetition. And so I kind of obviously mine grew and I got away from that time, but then going until they're growing, I need to spend time with them. And I won't be very truthful, this was probably my first summer. It's not done, but that I told you I'd have gotten more rest than I probably have in my whole adult life because I forced myself to actually like, you don't have to get up or to do all these things, but I did nothing. I slept. I slept, and I think my body has needed that for a long time.
Yeah.
I slept a lot. I was okay with not being productive. A lot of I've read a lot again. Hadn't read. I remember I had my stacks of books just staring at me. I finished like I think probably like 5 books in the past month.
God,
and
love it.
I haven't been on social media as much. I didn't even do it intentionally because
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a lot of it for work, what we do,
Yeah.
which is so funny too because that's for work now. And then even like TV, I didn't really watch TV. There was a lot of me just being outside, and I did do a lot of that slowness. So I feel I'm grateful for that. But I crammed in as much as I could with the kids,
Yeah.
not my big one. He's, remember he's an adult, and I don't feel like, to this morning I realized I was like, oh, I think I need to do more like with him once a week or something, like go out to eat. But my young ones, obviously one going to college and then the next one senior like yours, and it's like all that. So I crammed like I will be here and we are going to
A special moment.
we are going to eat and we're doing eye contact and I'm gonna find out who you are. Yeah. Because this time, and I think that realization was really nice, but it has felt really hectic.
Yeah.
Really hectic because, like I said, I did nothing for myself. But I did for myself because of that, what I've done for my children and for myself, because that fills me up and brings me so much joy. But everything else, I mean, down to like whatever you want to eat chips for dinner, you're fine. It's just you don't want to move today, you didn't move, like, but ordering is like you
it's
have
okay.
no activity for like 4 hours like in the afternoons because it's hot. And even socializing, even like we saw each other, we did go do something fun. But right now, the past week, about a week and a half, I've seen a couple of friends. This week I went to work out twice, and man, I feel amazing.
Same.
And today, I was looking forward to today, but that's how I said I was like, I'm going to ease. Like, I'm not going to do this plan that, come August 13th, my schedule looks like this. So
that's exactly what I do. I'm like, by this time I will have woken up. By this time I'll have finished working out. I'm eating by this. It's like in my head, but it feels so good. Just to even think
it's like
that
the
it could
planners,
come together.
though. Like, don't hit me into the store right now because all the back to school, like, where am I going?
I was just thinking this morning how I need a new planner, a big one, like the big ones that you write everything in, like.
But I see you do your Post-it notes, so I could see you actually.
I know, but
I don't know if you followed through.
I got so many Post-it notes with my right now. Right now, I have like just of to-dos.
To do stuff.
But it's okay. I'm gonna sit down and do it soon.
Somebody will.
ADHD problems.
But yeah, so the cramming in that time together, that also, that was a big thing right now that we want to kind of chat about with us as moms. That's a big one as moms. That about the thing about summers and then with kids
and the vacations
and then and planning, because listen, being like it's like being a project manager of something. I mean, truly, because you've got to do all the logistics of what you probably decide. Because if you ask them, they really have no say, or they'd be like planning
Well, the
some.
spouses, let's be honest, husband's like, right, you usually are
What do you want to
just,
go?
yeah,
Yeah.
if it's where we want to go or where the kids want to
Yes.
go, then you have to plan out flights and
Yes.
itineraries. And I don't know about you, but I was a queen of, I have all these like excursions and things like planned because I wanted to make it special and memorable. But then as the kids grew up, I feel like then I became this kind of
Sergeant.
mini monster. Yeah, a sergeant where I'm like, we're running late. Like, we got to get here because
It is
who
not
planned
yet.
it? Who wanted to go to the beach in the morning for the sunrise photos? Because I thought it'd be special, which we did. And then the sun didn't even rise that way on like by the ocean.
Rise together.
So you become a little like it's again that control.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once I realized like these last couple vacations, I don't even like over plan.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna like talk about, oh, you have to wake up by this time because we want to, get to the beach to enjoy it. If you want to sleep until 11, that's fine. Because it becomes, you get so in your head about making something special. And I mean, I did do a little bit of that, like, trying to plan photos and then, and it not working out. But I didn't let myself get triggered before little Paola or my little self would have come out like, you're not seeing all this effort
Yes.
that I put into, getting
To make
dressed
it special.
and now you're saying you don't want to take these photos or whatever the case may be. And before I would get triggered and almost have like a little mini tantrum. Whereas this time I was just like, okay, let's fine. Let's just take a quick selfie and, good enough.
Oh my gosh.
So that's been, at least I saw little glimpses of that, of the growth that I feel like I've had, over these last couple of years, which is nice. Cause then you can actually enjoy as a mom, you can enjoy the vacation more instead of like sitting there being like, well, we were late for this, or they didn't enjoy this activity that I planned as much as I thought they would. And now I feel like, right, because we want that appreciation. Now I feel like either I didn't do it right. You start, you just get in your head about things.
It's too much.
Right. For you?
It becomes like, we did trips. I'll call them trips because we had college visits, which we had a great time. That was with my son, my youngest son, and my youngest daughter. And that was actually, it was very busy, but it was probably very sweet. It was a very sweet time. We had because we don't ever, because there's a lot. So it's always, my attention is never just able to be on that. So it was very, very sweet to be with them, but exhausting. Yeah. Tired, come home, we'll go back to work. And then, I mean, I feel like I was in and out of town. I did do one with my son, my youngest son. I did a trip with a friend for like mom and son. That was really special. Same, very busy, but I could see how much gratitude he had. So did I. I was like, how special that I get to be with you and do this on our own. With my girls, what did I do? Oh, took the middle ones on their own trip. That was same. They wanted, it was a little push and pull because it's like, they're one's old enough, an adult, the other one's kind of an adult, and they want freedom. And I get very me and my husband are still trying to navigate like how much space do I get you give, and then my thing is like, I brought you on this trip to be with me.
Okay, well, y'all are gonna leave me.
I want to do other stuff, and I don't want to be out at a bar at 10 p.m. Like it's just like, with y'all. Like so, learning to navigate all of that made it what I call trips, right? Because like I want to think of vacation. And I love my kids, and we've had probably vacations when they were little where it was like easy and none of that. But right now, everybody's grown. We're in a different season. And when I think of like vacation, I think of like when I go with my husband for 3, 4 days and we do nothing because he'll play golf, but we do nothing. And the day just goes, we're not big planners because I used to overcommit and be, that's what I was raised in. And it was awful. And then I learned, probably after I turned 40, I was like, if I'm going without the kids and I have nothing to do, I'm going to sometimes do nothing.
Yeah.
Other times we might do a lot of stuff. Other times it might. And then just like when you and I do stuff, like the friend trips, that there's some really busy ones. Now we have found some really slow times. And those, I think, more of like vacation. And then just putting it into perspective, it's like it's a privilege to do all of that, and right, to have the time where I'm able to decide, hey, I can leave and go 3 days. I can go, these 2 days, and I'm not, the world doesn't need me. Work will still continue. That's brought me kind of like, I'm grateful for it. It's been a lot of fun, but I am so ready for routine and like Oh my gosh, this morning I had, like Paula said, I was going to be up and I was going to go walk and I was going to have, I had it all in my head messed up, guys. It was so beautiful. And in the morning, it got to be like 6:15 and I looked at my phone and I was like, do I really have to start walking today? No, no, I don't. I start next week. Like when the kids go back to school, I will
Yep.
get in that schedule. And the truth is, it threw me for. Not no more should. I could have gotten up and followed through, but I made the choice that I am like, we're down to the last week of summer. I am going
Let
to
me just
enjoy it because it's coming. Like it's whatever,
Uh,
everything's coming with like the personal home, and then I know with work, I'm so excited. There's so many things coming,
yeah.
and I can do it like you told me, and I'm not retired old, so I can do all the things. But right now, I was like, no, I'm gonna sleep it. But my whole day was through.
Right.
I mean, I barely had time to make like a smoothie because I was just like, oh, just
It's like I think the seasons, just like the summer was like
yeah.
a season. It's like we're gonna have days that are just off, and
And
I feel
one
like it
day,
gets
like I
crazy, and then
always
it's about to
remember
be.
that, yeah, the whole thing is that it will be less and less. So I think just realizing that that's back off
Yeah.
a little and then, go on these trips and enjoy what you
Mhm.
can from them and accept that instead of being like, oh my gosh, it was
Yeah.
supposed to be this way. And why couldn't it just,
Because then sometimes you look back and you're like, oh man, I would give like to be back on a trip like that, even though it was crazy and stressful, and you didn't want to take a photo with me, or you didn't whatever.
and it
It
ends
was
up
still
not mattering. And like, I reflect on
exactly.
that most of the time because I'm trying to think, right? Like, obviously, I think all of us have these moments that stick in our head that you're like, how do you remember specifically? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how our mind does that. I really wonder that right now. Like, I have
Mhm.
moments where these memories will come and I'm like, how did that moment specifically get in there?
At this
And
particular,
and
yeah,
then I can recall it so clearly, like I'm there. And most of the other times, I'm like, well, why was I so annoyed? Well, what made me cry? Why did I have a fit? I don't remember.
I know. And then I don't remember, but I remember the fit. I just don't remember why.
And that's another thing. Do you think too, like the fits as moms, is it because we're not taking care of ourselves? So
Yes, I do. I do think that, and I think it's because you're again when you're not
right,
yeah, regulated, or you're not taking those little moments for yourself, you become a little bit more dysregulated. So it's easier to get triggered. Whereas,
Mhm.
like, maybe if you are able to take a little bit more of those, even just like getting up to have like 10 minutes by yourself, or even like for me, I do, I do like way too much. I
Yes.
feel like I'm, even, let's say we're staying at Airbnb. I want to be like, oh, what do you want for breakfast? What do you want for
Oh
breakfast?
yeah.
Then I'm mad by the end because I'm like, why can't everybody
Why
just pick the same? Why am I giving you a, why didn't I just like order,
this is what it is in. This is what's available.
yeah, like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
what it is. But so I do think I love the trips, but I need a vacation after,
Mm-hmm.
trips with
Yeah.
the family, because then you're not only, whether, let's say, even if you're just hanging out, but when you come back, like even if you're not doing too much like
Mhm.
cooking or anything like that during the trip, when you come back,
You gotta start over.
the mom, you gotta
Yeah.
clean
But gosh,
everything. You have to like do the groceries, wash. So I don't know if I told you this, but after, so we had the vacation to Rosemary Beach, and we decided to drive because we wanted to stop in New Orleans, and we were gonna make
Yeah.
it this big thing, and the girls were like, doing their little crafts in the back. It was super nice. I really enjoyed it. But on the way back, Sean had like a last minute opportunity, my husband, to go to Hawaii to meet some investors and some like potential clients, and it was literally the day after we were getting back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad it was like almost like divine, where it was like, oh, that's so funny that this opportunity came
Yes.
up, right? It's a
Yeah.
great opportunity. And that it happened to be like the day after, not even during the trip, so you didn't have
Mhm.
to miss anything.
Yes. Yeah.
But also a little crazy. We ended up getting back close to maybe like 11:30 p.m., like right on the drive back from New Orleans, because we stayed later than we
Yes.
should have. And he's flying out the next day, super early flight, like a 5 a.m. flight, right? So which means you have to be up
Yeah.
by at
Couple
least,
hours
yeah,
after you
like
got home.
32. So we get home. I'm like, oh man, I know I didn't wash clothes beforehand.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, let me like put some stuff in, the wash. And he kind of packs, but he usually packs the morning of, which is insane to me. Like I'm like, you were gonna forget something. So he's like, I'm gonna get some rest. I'm like, cool. I'm just gonna do this load of laundry real quick and then I'll put it to dry. I end up deciding, by the time I got done, it was almost 1. So I was like, I'm just gonna stay up. And I was like, I'm about to be such a good wife. Like I'm about to get so much props. Like this is so amazing. Like this is what I was thinking.
At 1 in the morning.
At
You're
1 in the
like, "Ah."
morning, right? So I had washed the clothes because I know exactly kind of what he's gonna wanna take. Then he was obviously, it was like kind of a business thing, so some suits.
Mhm.
So I'm like, I'm putting outfits together because I was
Mhm.
like, that way in the morning, he's gonna wake up and there's gonna be like casual outfits, business outfits, beach outfits. Like you can just pick. Cause I'm thinking how amazing if I woke up
That
and all
is,
my
that
stuff was
is,
just
that
like,
is,
right?
that is.
So I put out breakfast. I write out a note, like, or like step for
Yeah.
the breakfast, right? And I'm like, hey, da da da. I leave the coffee in the fridge. Like I had gotten him like a little, like a ice, latte kind of thing. Um, and then I was like, I'm just gonna stay up because it's like literally an hour left, and I want to see his face. 'Cause I want
I'm gonna
the
send you off while we acknowledge all of the work I
all
do.
I've done.
Just let me see.
But also I was like, oh, it'll be easier. I'm already like here, like I'll just give him his coffee and like give him
Yeah.
his breakfast because he's
Yeah.
gonna be like scrambling. It's early. So he wakes up and I like lay down for like maybe 15 minutes, just close my eyes for like a sec. He wakes up, he starts going, which I get. I get like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm scrambling. I was like, he hasn't even seen all the outfits yet.
Yes.
So he goes and I'm like quiet and then I like walk in. He says nothing. I was like, do you know how long? Oh, I was up. It's 2 in the morning. I should get like double bonus
Yeah,
points
yeah.
for like staying up and doing all this in the middle of the night.
Mhm.
And but initially I wasn't looking for credit. I just wanted to like do something nice.
Nice.
In my head, that's what I was
But
thinking,
you were
right?
doing it.
So
Yeah.
he doesn't really say anything, but he picks some of the outfits and then he goes to the kitchen following him. I'm like, you want coffee? You want coffee? And give him his coffee. And then he's like eating the breakfast. Because it's like oatmeal and stuff. And I'm like, he's not even, I literally wrote a note. Like, you're not even looking at the note. He walks off and I was like, did you not see the note? And I start getting like triggered because I'm like, you're not seeing all that I just did.
Me.
And then I had 2 options. My usual route is, okay, I'm not gonna say anything, but like when you get back or later, like because it's 3 in the morning, I'm not gonna start a fight. I'm not gonna start a fight right now. But I'm gonna go to bed upset. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be like spiraling. Like I cannot believe that you freaking didn't like,
All that.
And I don't feel like I just wanted to like, oh, thank you. I wanted a whole like probably in my head, I think, this is amazing. Like, wow, I can't believe you did this. Thank you so much. Yeah. And then, like moving on, like it didn't have to be super long. So whatever, he finished packing and he's like, thanks for the help. I'm like, okay. He takes his Uber and I'm like, okay. And then he texts me, thank you. But it still wasn't like this big thing. But I just chose to, I had to almost talk to myself and say, okay, I'm either doing it because I still like am seeking validation and approval from someone, or I can just be doing it as my initial intent was to just do something good. And yes, I feel like that would be amazing for somebody to do that for me, just to like that level of something. But again, I was doing it for, of service. So I could,
you need to talk probably more of that then.
yeah. And I did tell him later, I was like, hey, it kind of bothered me that I did all that.
Yeah.
And I said, but I mean, I understand that it was like early morning. He was like, oh God, yeah. I was like, that it was just, crazy morning. And then but he did acknowledge. But it was funny, and I did have to kind of talk myself down, and I was able to go to sleep instead of spiral out.
Look at you and all your growth.
Look, I know.
You didn't know what summer was gonna do for you.
Also, next time I'm not staying up, but like
you're on your own. You're still gonna be scrambling around
in the dryer, obviously.
Be glad they're in the dryer. Oh my God, you are so sweet.
I thought it was so funny though. It was good.
You mentioned that you stayed up and all that, and I was like, you're so sweet. I mean, I think I used to do stuff like, I mean, yeah, I don't, Mark doesn't really travel on his own anyway much now, but yeah, I mean, I would try to make sure. I do like on the weekends he plays golf and I do get up one Saturday, yes, one Saturday I won't, but like I'll usually make sure coffee's done, like to go, his water bottle's done and all that
I think
stuff.
it's about feeling like seen, right? Maybe.
But he will be like, he's thankful, and then he'll like laugh because he'll say he was taking like this big jug because I had to get him. I'm not a nice person, guys, but I was like, you gotta get healthy, dude, because life is coming fast and you cannot just continue not eating good, and you gotta, I mean, he has always exercised, but it's just a lot. So water, he's outside a lot and it's so hot.
Yeah,
he's had moments where he's like dehydrated, so I'm like, so he said that his friends will be, oh, you with your big bottle, I don't know what he mentioned, but he'd be like, well, my wife, and then now he's like, everybody knows because I'm like, yeah, because I mean, I don't want A, you don't want anything to happen to you. And I don't want to have to be the one that has to be having to do with all the things. It's a lot. I already got all these other kids. I need you to be tip top. Like, let's get there. And this is funny too, because since I didn't do anything for myself, guys, I've talked about this before already, that I just kind of been kind of put it way at the bottom of importance of like both my exercise and my eating. And this has been probably months. And so we were eating with my husband, and I just kind of was saying, because he's doing really well. He's been, he went to a nutritionist. He's, of course, like every man. I mean, he's 6 weeks and he's like lost like 10 pounds. I don't know how much body fat
already.
I mean, yes, it is ridiculous that I'm like, like, how? Yes, he stopped eating. Oh, he stopped having sugar. He don't have any sugar. Like his coffee, like no ice cream, no cookies, like nothing. He just eats, the meals like they eat, like Sean does. So I'm like, I don't know what I was eating, and I was saying something to him. Well, I don't, I've just ate whatever I wanted all summer, and he's like, well, that's not good. And I kind of was like wanting to be offended, but I was like, no. I always tell him stuff like that. I need to just take it, because I don't know what that's like, because I'm always like, you need to be healthy and all that. But I was like, no, I just kind of been like, whatever, what chips and queso, whatever, it doesn't matter. So learning all of that, I have talking about growth, that I'm able to listen more. I had a few incidents where there was little triggers, and I would talk to you about it, and then I called my therapist at one point, because I hadn't called her in like 4 months, and I was like,
You did so good.
I almost graduated, guys. I could get my cap and gown, and can be here telling y'all more about how to do this. But I was able to bounce back, because I know, like, okay, that's not, what am I needing? What do I need to just back off? Like, okay, why is this happening?
Yeah.
So that's been good to see that, and coming from, doing this the past year, which feels incredible. Here we are, August 1st, that we can say that the past year we did so much growth on, this business here. Personally, it's just, I love it. I love it. And most nights I'm back to my gratitude, because I don't want to be sick again.
I was actually going to say that even like when that happened, then I was like, you know what? I'm grateful that I have a husband that I could do this for, that I'm healthy enough that I can energy enough that I can be up at 2.
Yes. What did I say? Like
Putting all
the
this
body,
together.
our wear, we don't realize that, like all these little things. And so summer has brought a lot of good, and a lot of, ups and downs, and busy. And again,
But I'm so excited to get back to Delulu Magic, and just like all the brainstorming and just all the energy and all the joy.
yes,
joy.
yes, that's what we all need to work on. A lot of joy, because I know the world has felt very hard for me, and the external, the whole world, right, has felt very hard for. I know definitely right now it's a harder time than usual. So I want to be really intentional about having more joy, because I think that is how we, are able to make a difference in our world and other people, and just sitting with each other and trying to be good humans.
I was listening to Esther Hicks on the drive here, and she said, if your standard is joy, then you are closer to aligned to source, like during that time. So I think always looking for joy,
Yes.
and finding something that, fills you up as much as possible, as much as it fills us up.
Of course. Yeah. And we're so grateful.
Yes.
So remember, nothing changes unless you do.
So stay Delulu and make it happen. Please remember to subscribe and like. Thank you, guys.
See you next time.